In every office, there's a Daniel. He's the reliable one, good at his job, never late, the person everyone trusts to get it done. On paper, Daniel has a good life, a title, a car, a flat he owns a small piece of. And one ordinary Tuesday, at 34 years old, he sat in that flat and realized he couldn't remember the last time he'd made a choice that was actually his. Everything Daniel had, he'd chosen the way you pick the safe answer on a test. The degree his parents nodded at. The career that sounded respectable at dinner. The version of himself that never caused anyone any trouble. He'd spent 34 years being exactly who he was supposed to be. And somewhere in all that being good, he'd lost the thread of who he actually was. Here's the part that isn't really about Daniel. Most of who you are, you didn't choose either. Your accent, your taste, what you find embarrassing, what you believe success looks like. All of it was handed to you before you were old enough to argue. We like to think we built ourselves. Mostly, we were furnished. Given a set of opinions, a set of fears, a script, and told, quietly, this is who you are. And most people perform that script their whole lives, without ever asking who wrote it. So Daniel did what we all do when we feel lost. He looked around, and everyone else seemed further ahead. The friend with the family, the colleague with the promotion, the people online who'd apparently figured it all out. Every scroll was a small verdict. You're behind. And here's the quiet trap. The more time he spent measuring his life against everyone else's, the less time he spent finding out what he actually wanted. He became an expert on their lives and a stranger to his own. The Tuesday in the flat wasn't the bottom. It was the first honest moment he'd had in years, because he finally asked himself a plain question. Behind who? Behind what? Who set the timeline he thought he was failing? Nobody could answer, because nobody had ever really set it. He'd been racing against a schedule he never agreed to. And once he saw that, the whole thing got quieter. There was no race. There was just his life, moving at the speed a real life moves. Daniel didn't quit his job the next morning. This was never a story about quitting your job. He started smaller. He picked up the guitar he'd abandoned at 19 and played it badly, on purpose, with the door shut. He said no to one thing that drained him. He answered a friend honestly when they asked how he was. None of it looked like transformation. Nobody clapped. But each small thing was Daniel refusing, for one more day, to abandon himself. That's what change actually is. Not a new person, just slowly becoming the one you kept putting off. Maybe you know someone like Daniel. Maybe, if you're honest, you are Daniel. Not because your life is bad, because somewhere along the way, being who you were supposed to be quietly replaced being who you are. The good news is small, and it's real. You don't have to burn your life down to change it. You just have to start noticing which parts are actually yours. The person you were before the world had opinions about you is still in there. Quieter maybe, buried under a lot of borrowed noise, but still yours to come back to. You just have to ask the question Daniel finally asked. Who are you on the nights nobody's watching? That's it.